सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। 11th through 13th together. शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य स्थिरमासनमात्मनः नात्युच्छ्रितं नातिनीचं चैलाजिनकुशोत्तरं तत्रैकाग्रं मनः कृत्वा यतचित्तेन्द्रियक्रियः उपविश्यासने युञ्जात् योगमात्मविशुद्धये समं कायशिरो ग्रीवं धारयन्नचलं स्थिरः सम्प्रेक्ष्य नासिकाग्रं स्वं दिशश्चानवलोकयन्। Bhagavan is giving more details on the preparations of meditation, mainly regarding the asanam, how to sit for meditation. The first thing Bhagavan said, the place of meditation should be clean. Shuchau deshe pratisthapya sthiram asanam atmanah. One's own asanam we have to put in that place, same place. It should not be too high, should not be too low. Natyuchritam nati nicham chaila ajina kushottaram. First there should be a cloth, then there should be ajinam, deer skin, then there should be kushagras. Actually it's reverse order. Huh? First kushagras, then you have deer skin, then you have the cloth. In simple words, it should be something which can conserve our spiritual energy. Something which is a bad conductor, some kind of cloth should be there. Don't sit on the floor. Even for other rituals, we will always have something that we are sitting on. Either some blanket will be there or the wooden part, what do you call it in English? Slat of wood. That will be there. So the main idea is the energy which is created in and through that practice has to be harnessed. Then he says, having sat there, one should focus the mind. Tatra ekagram manah krutva yata chittendriya kriya. All the actions of sense organs should be controlled. Movements of the body should be controlled. Most importantly, mind should be held in a steady position. Upavishyasane yunjat yogam atma vishuddhaye. One should sit for meditation to remove the ashuddhi. What is the ashuddhi here? Not raga-dvesha. Ashuddhi here is deep-rooted rajas. Restlessness of the mind, which is very deep-rooted, that will go away through meditation. Meditation will not remove raga-dvesha. That will go away through alert transactions and karma yoga. Every problem will have a specific antidote. Here also, raga-dvesha's antidote is karma yoga, not directly nididhyasanam. That's why first 9 verses Bhagavan spent on preparation. He said, how does this person live with objects? How does he live with people? How does he live with situations? All of that was to take care of raga-dvesha. Yogam atma vishuddhaye. What is the meaning of the word atma there? Okay, is it pure consciousness or is it mind and intellect? Mind and intellect. So atma always doesn't mean pure consciousness. Because you don't have to purify Atma. Yogam Atma Vishuddhaye, there is no impurity which has come in pure consciousness. Impurity is in mind. Rajo-guna is in mind. That will go away through Nididhyasanam. Then he said posture should be straight. Samam kaya shirogrivam. The head, neck and back should be in one straight line. Dharayan achalam sthiraha. One should not move even in that straight posture. Sit still. Puja Guruji, when he was teaching in Sandipani, the only instruction he would give for almost 6 months was sit still. And students, they were getting a little anxious. Okay, Guruji, now we sat still. Now do what? Sit still. Because even to sit still, we realize how much of disciplining is needed. Right at that time, mind will want to do something. Generally, you never feel like scratching your head. The time you sit for meditation, something will come which will disturb us. That is dharayan achalam sthiraha. Make it as a practice. Military people, even when they walk casually, they will walk straight. Even NCC, those who go to it, NCC, if they're casually sitting also, they will sit straight. Because the training is so deep-rooted that it becomes part of our nature. I had heard about one person. If you are in army, they say attention. Attention means whatever you are doing, you drop and you stand straight. So these village kids, they would make fun of him. Whenever he is carrying something, they will say attention. He will drop everything and stand straight. Because it's so deep-rooted, when you hear that word, you naturally go in that position. Like that, this person, he is very mindful of his posture. Not only at the seat of meditation, but otherwise also. And this is where we had seen the Gaumukha Asana, where you interlock your hands and leg one on top of each other. That is said to be one posture for correcting one asana for correcting back posture. So that he does, which helps him in meditation. Sampreksha nasika gramsvam. He is now bringing his attention on one point. Here Bhagavan says, tip of the nose. It is just to say that he is not fully asleep, nor his eyes are fully open. Bhagavan Shankaracharya clarifies, Bhagavan Krishna is not asking us to meditate on tip of the nose. He says if you do that, you will get samadhi there. Whatever you meditate, mind will get absorbed there. If you meditate upon tip of your nose, you will get samadhi there, not in Atma. So what it means here is, if you close your eyes, there is a chance of dozing off. Mind going in laya. If we keep our eyes open, there is a chance of getting distracted. So Lord Shiva, if you see, his meditation posture is half open, half closed. Means we can still close our eyes, but with this mind that, with this understanding that I should not go to sleep. That is what he accomplishes here. Dishaschanava lokayan, not looking here and there. Fickleness in our drishti shows fickleness in our mind. Whatever is our chanchalta. Chanchalta means restlessness. At mind level, expresses at body level. The good news is, if I can hold on to the body first, mind and body are connected. So if I can hold my body still, mind will be held still. Same with breathing. Mind and breath is connected. If I can regulate my breath, I can regulate my mind. Ramanmaharshi Ji gives example. If you have to pluck flowers for puja, and you have a plant, the flower is far away from your reach. Then you hold on to a branch which is closer and pull it down. So he says the closer branch is prana. breathing. The one that is far away is mind. Directly getting that flower is difficult. Directly controlling mind is difficult. So starting with breath, that breathing will calm down the mind. All this he has done. Now he is actually sitting at the seat of meditation. What does he do then? Prashantatma vigatabhihi Brahmacharya vrate sthitah. Prashantatma vigatabhihi Brahmacharya vrate sthitah. Manas sanyamyamachittah. Manas sanyamyamachittah. Yukta asita matparah. Yukta asita matparah. Prashantatma vigatabhihi Brahmacharya vrate sthitah. Manas sanyamyamachittah. Yukta asita matparah. He has lived his life such, his transactions are such, that his mind is prashanta. Prashant Atma Vigata Bhihi. He is sitting at the seat of meditation without anything from his transactions coming and bothering him. Not that he is not involved in transactions. The way he got involved was such, he figured out the art of not carrying those samskaras along with him. Samskara means impressions. And when he is sitting at the seat of meditation, he is able to maintain a calm mind. In fact, this is one success of transaction. If we ever get this question, am I doing my duty well? Am I engaging in work well? One litmus test should be, after that work is done, does it come along with me or am I able to forget it? If I am able to forget it after it is done, then this person must have had Bhagavad Bhakti while working. He must have followed Karma Yoga Siddhanta while working. Whatever is said in 3rd chapter has worked for him. This Bhagavan Krishna only says, 2nd chapter he says, raga-dvesha viyuktaistu vishayan indriyehi charan. The one without raga-dvesha, one without strong likes and dislikes, in spite of moving amidst objects. Vishayan indriyehi charan. Atmavashyer vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchati. The one who is self-controlled, that person gets prasada from the Lord. What is that prasada? Mana prasada. Means his mind remains calm and peaceful amidst transactions. Now that person is sitting down for meditation. Prashant Atma. These are all things for self-introspection. If I want to find out what I have to pay attention to in Vyavahara, where I have to work in my transaction, I have to pay attention to what type of thoughts are coming in meditation. Those are precisely the places I have to work upon. Meditation is a very good mirror of our spiritual strength. How detached we are and how we are doing our actions. A very simple litmus test is meditation. So those places which are bothering, he will not just stay away from them, but he will interact in a very mindful way. That he is able to accomplish. Prashantatma. Bhihi means fear. Vigata bhihi means without fear. Now, what is the fear in meditation? He is sitting down to meditate. What is the fear that he has? There could be several fears. One fear is, will I reach my goal? I have sat down for meditation, and so many things are being said for meditation. Having reached there, you experience bliss. Having reached there, you get so many great things. All sorrow goes away. But here he finds his mind is not even settling down. So there is this fear, am I headed in the right direction? That is one fear. Second fear is, what will other people think of me? This is a trick that mind plays. Whenever we sit down for meditation, we start thinking, I could have done something else. I could have gone and worked, and here I am sitting, mind is not settling down, I don't even know what I am doing. So that fear can be there, whether I am doing the right thing, and also what are others thinking about me. Third fear is a very subtle kind of fear. See, in meditation, what is being told to us? Drop all conditionings. You are not the body, you are not the mind. Negation is being done. So this person fears, will I have an identity left without conditionings? Will something remain if all these conditionings are removed? Or will I cease to exist? Generally, we don't get this fear, but we should just know these fears are there. Vigata Bhihi means that he is not afraid of whether he will reach his goal or not. He says, Bhagavan has told me to meditate, I will do my best to meditate. And whatever benefits have to come through meditation, they will come in its own time. Whatever benefit has to come through action, they will come in their own time. Why do I need to substitute each other? Means while we are meditating, we feel I should work. While we are working, we feel I should meditate. So he says, both have separate benefits. Do each one wholeheartedly. Prashantatma Vigata Bhihi. Another fear is, last fear, am I making progress or not? These things will come to somebody who meditates regularly. He says, I have been meditating for a long time, but mind doesn't settle. So am I making progress, or am I just stuck in some mechanical practice? He said, leave all those fears, just focus on the technique of meditation and keep doing it without expectations. Prashantatma Vigata Bhihi Brahmacharya Vrate Sthitaha. At least during meditation, we have to have the spirit of Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya literally here means one whose goal is Brahman. One whose goal is attaining, you call it self-realization, self-abidance, Atman, God, all are same. Different names given to the same truth. He is seeking that goal, his mind is on that goal, and all other pursuits, he has withdrawn his mind. With that kind of a resolve, he sits for meditation. Means Bhagavan is reminding us here, just like every other pursuit needs wholehearted effort and some kind of push for ourselves, meditation also needs that. We cannot be casual about meditation. Vrata means that. Vrata means rain or shine, I am going to do it. In Mahabharata, we see the epitome of this vrata. Bhishma Pitamaha, Yudhishthira. Even in the power of the situation, in spite of being pressed by situation, they did not let go of their vratam. Like that, this person is steady in Brahmacharya. Brahmachari vrate sthita. Puja Gurudev's camps in Siddhabari, he would give everybody an orange robe. For those 7 days, you have to wear orange robes. That was a uniform on top of regular clothing. Now, why is that for? It's a reminder that at least for these 7 days, I am a seeker of truth. According to that, I should speak. According to that, I should act. According to that, my whole transaction should be. Uniform is a reminder. It's a great blessing, great help. Brahmachari vrate sthitah. Next line is very powerful. Manas sanyamya macchittah. Having withdrawn the mind, he has placed his mind in Bhagavan, in Atma. Yukta asit matparah. Not only he has placed his mind there, but he also considers Bhagavan as his goal. What is said here is, we should look within ourselves, we will notice something. Sometimes our goals are very tall, but our taste is somewhere else. The one who has tall goals is intellect. It will tell us, this thing is your goal, this thing is very supreme, you have to do it. But the one who is getting taste is mind. And mind gets taste in lower things. Who is a Yukta Purusha? Whose goal and taste has become Bhagavan. Whose goal and delight has become Atma. That person can meditate effortlessly. Shankaracharya gives examples also. There can be somebody who is working for a king. He considers king as supreme. But his taste is in some sense object. Means one person he considers as supreme, but his joy comes from something else. So Yukta Purusha, he says, is somebody whose joy comes from the same altar, which he considers as supreme. Now we should look within. If let us say there is somebody who finds joy in sense objects. If he has done Shravanam, he will not be able to consider sense object as supreme. He knows that this is not supreme, but yet he is not able to withdraw his mind from there. And what he considers as supreme, there he is unable to put his mind. So Bhagavan says, Yukta Purusha is somebody who has done both together. Really speaking, focusing our mind, absorbing our mind is not difficult. Because we absorb in so many things. One Mahatma Ji would say, if you go to some shops in India, end of the day they count money. How much was there? They give and take. He says the way they count it, it looks like they're in Samadhi. The amount of concentration, one note doesn't go here and there. So wherever there is love and you consider that supreme, mind effortlessly gets absorbed. So really speaking, our problem is not absorbing the mind. Our challenge is to understand the importance of our goal and to put our mind in that goal. In spiritual goal. Whenever that happens, without anybody telling us, mind will get absorbed. Has anybody told that person, you should put your mind in that counting. No, whatever was his desire inside, their mind got absorbed. Same way for meditation also, Bhagavan says, Arjuna, pay attention inside. Do you really want self-abidance? You might consider it as supreme, but you should also take your mind to find joy in it. If you don't consider it as supreme, no way our mind can get absorbed. Both have to go together. Mat chittaha, mat paraha. Mat chittaha belongs to mind. Mat paraha belongs to intellect. Means intellect will tell us, you should do this meditation. Mind will find joy in things. That mind has to be turned towards the self. Okay, I'll tell you one Zen story. In midst of all these technical details. This story is very oft quoted. You must have heard it several times regarding meditation. How when we are too conscious about meditation, we miss the point. There were 4 Zen monks who wanted to meditate. They said, let's come up with a rule to see that all of us are on the equal footing meditation. For 2 weeks, we are going to meditate looking at the flame. Zen, they have these techniques, looking at candle flame. 2 weeks we are going to meditate. All 4 monks sit down. By evening time, that flame goes off. The flame goes off by evening. One of the conditions they had was, we are going to meditate looking at the flame without talking. That is our criteria. Without talking, we should meditate. When the flame goes off, first person says, oh, look at that, flame went. Flame went off. That is the first statement he utters. Second monk who was sitting, he says, wait, are we not supposed to be quiet? Second person says that. I thought we were not supposed to talk. Third monk who was sitting, he says, why do you both have to talk and break the silence? Fourth one says, look, I am the only one who stayed quiet. So in Zen, they have these 4 obstacles. They analyze the story and they say these are 4 obstacles. What was the first person? He said the flame went off. Means one who is too caught up with rules. He forgot this point, that point is not the flame. Point is to witness the flame. So whenever we get caught up with some paraphernalia of meditation, my seat is not right, lighting is not right, that time we should remember, first obstacle is coming. Second person said, aren't we supposed to stay quiet? So that obstacle is concerned about rules for others. Concerned about rules for others. Third person said, why did you both talk and break the silence? That is fault finding. Fault finding in somebody else. This happens in group meditation. Whenever you sit down with a group, somebody walks in. They will do something or the other. And what we had to meditate upon, we'll forget. Meditate upon that person. Third one is fault finding. Fourth one is, what did the fourth person say? I am the one who stayed quiet. Means whenever we make progress in meditation, that self-pride can become an obstacle. Thinking that I'm progressing in meditation, that will pull us down. All 4 things, one who has given up, that person is vigata bhihi. With firm determination, he is sitting for meditation. Now, what is the result of meditation? If somebody does this kind of meditation, what does he get? Yunjannevam sadatmanam yogi niyatamanasah shantim nirvana paramam matsamsthamadhigacchati yunjannevam sadatmanam yogi niyatamanasah shantim nirvana paramam matsamsthamadhigacchati. Yunjan evam. In this way, one who is constantly practicing meditation. Yunjan means uniting. What is uniting? His mind with consciousness. He is pulling his mind from sense objects, reminding himself of Vedantic teachings and turning it towards the self. The one who practices this, for how long? Sada Atmanam Yunjan. This word Sada means he practices it until it becomes his second nature. Means that meditation should become his swabhava. His personality should be of a meditative, contemplative person. This is one beauty of our mind. Impressions don't form without repetition. Either bad impressions or good impression, it will not form without repetition. In Vedanta we say, see limitations in sense objects. Have you heard this? Dosha darshanam we should do in Vishaya. If we do it once, do you think we get Vairagya? We don't. That dosha darshanam has to be repeated. Only when we repeat something, impression gets formed. Whenever a person gets attached to some sense object, does he get attached just with one interaction? Not with one interaction. We have to repeat it, then only that impression is formed. Same technique Bhagavan says for meditation also. We have to repeat this practice regularly over a long period of time and with reverence. Three things. Regularly means every day. If possible, twice a day. Morning, evening. Regularly means every day for a long period of time and with reverence. If one of these three is missing, meditation will not get root. We did for a long period of time, but on and off. That will not get roots. You are regular, but you stopped too early. Didn't do it for long. Few weeks, what is it that you call? 21-day challenge. After 21 days, you stopped. Long time has not come. Or in between, we lost reverence for this practice. Somebody made a casual remark, what is there in meditation? This person also starts feeling, maybe nothing is there. I'm just sitting and wasting my time. He says, no, whatever you are doing, have reverence in it. Any knowledge will start rewarding us when we have reverence. So three things: regularity, long duration, and reverence. This is Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Dirghakala, Nairantarya, Satkara Asevita Druda Bhumihi. Dirghakala means long duration. Nairantarya means regular. And Satkara Asevita, with reverence. Whenever we do it, we get good footing, good roots in that practice. So Yunjan evam sadatmanam yogi niyatamanasah. In the previous verse, he was Manas Sanyamya Machittaha. Sanyamanam he did. Now he has become Niyata Manasaha. Means that control has become his natural nature. He doesn't have to put too much effort to control the mind. Wherever he wants, he can invest it. That has become his nature. Now, what did this give him? This practice of meditation, what did it give? Shantim nirvana paramam matsamstham adhigacchati. He got supreme most peace because of this meditation. First word is Shantim. Shanti means supreme most peace. But peace we get in deep sleep also. But this is unlike that deep sleep peace. So next word is Nirvana Paramam. Nirvana means peace through knowledge. This peace has come to him and knowledge is shining brightly. That is why this peace is attained. Ramanmaharshi Ji calls it as vibrant joy. Vibrant joy. In deep sleep, we don't even know about that joy. Right or not? When we wake up, we remember, I slept very well. But when you are experiencing that, we are not there. So this person is not having deep sleep ananda, but is tasting Brahmananda. Shantim Nirvana Paramam. Through knowledge, he is getting this peace. Where did this peace come from? Mat samstham adhigacchati. One meaning of this is, Bhagavan, who is saying this? Bhagavan Krishna is saying this, right? Mat samstham. Mat means it comes from me. Means simple meaning is, peace in life comes through God's grace. We might do whatever we want. Sit down for meditation, get the best cushion, do all the gymnastics for meditation. The final result is in his hand. That is one meaning. Mat samstham adhigacchati means by God's grace alone this peace comes. Actually it's a good news. You know why? This point we will see again in Kathopanishad. Whatever is result of karma is impermanent. Whatever is result of an action is finite and impermanent. That is the nature of karma phala. There is no action in this world which will give permanent result. So if this person says, peace has come because of my effort, so what will happen with that? Just like every other karma phala, this peace also will be finite. So it's a safer way to say this. Shanti comes through God's grace. Mat samstham adhigacchati. It is relatively more permanent than just trying to get it for ourselves. First meaning is clear, right? Mat samstham adhigacchati means with God's grace, peace comes. Second meaning is peace has not come even because of meditation. Meditation only made our mind reflect that peace which is nature of Atma. So mat samstham adhigacchati means this peace is actually nature of Atma. That became available to this mind because it was quiet. Peace is not there in any action. It is not there in any object. It is our own true nature, but it is as though unavailable to us because mind is agitated. So Bhagavan says, when this mind is quietened, that ananda, that shanti which is nature of Atma, that becomes available to this person. The traditional example is this. I have given it before also. From buttermilk, if you churn and get butter. Now what is the process needed to get buttermilk? To get butter? Churning. And if somebody asks, where did butter come from? What will you say? It came from buttermilk, not the churning rod. Although you needed the churning rod to get butter, but it will come only from that thing where it is inherently present. So meditation is like the churning rod. Butter is peace. It did not come from the action, but it came from the substratum, the source. That source is Atma. Mat samstam adhigacchati. Arjuna, this peace is available with us all the time. Because Atma is never away from us. To the extent we can calm our mind down, to that extent we can benefit from our sampatti. See, this was the fundamental difference between rishis of the East and other philosophers in other parts of the world. Both set out to find peace. One group said, entertain more desires, get more objects. It will give you joy and peace. Another group said, minimize desires, quieten the mind. You will find greater peace. One went within, another went outside. So Bhagavan Krishna here says, the culmination of meditation is in taste of that peace. Even though it is reflected peace, he says, so be it. Even though it is reflected joy, so be it. Because it will free us from worldly joys. Sometimes we very quickly go into Vedanta and we say, aren't we supposed to be abhokta? Vedanta said, you are not the experiencer. So if you are experiencing this peace, is experiencerhood there or not? It is there. That is why you are saying, I am experiencing peace. But Bhagavan says it doesn't matter. In meditation practice, if you can experience bliss of Atma, it will free us from worldly peace, worldly joys. Then even that will be overcome. He says that is the next step. In Vedanta it is called as rasasvada. One of the obstacles in meditation is rasasvada. Rasasvada means this person gets too attached to that peace and bliss in meditation. But first it has to become our obstacle. Before we talk about overcoming it, let it first become our obstacle. Let us get peace there. Then we can say, we have to go beyond this. 6th chapter, if you see, Bhagavan is talking about reflected Ananda also. Later on he will say, Buddhi Grahyam Atindriyam. This peace is very well known by the mind. Buddhi Grahyam it is. So this is the result of meditation. Shantim Nirvana Paramam Mat Samstham Adhigacchati. Joy has not come because of meditation. Joy is nature of Atma. Ananda is nature of Atma. It became available because meditation quietened the mind. Now comes a very practical topic. Bhagavan Krishna, sometimes you are amazed how he can be abstract, at the same time suddenly come to very practical. He is giving two viewpoints now. He says, who will succeed in meditation and who cannot meditate? First thing he says is, who will not be able to meditate. Next verse is that, 16th verse. 17th verse he will say, who will be able to meditate successfully. Let us see 16th verse. Natyashnatastu yogosti nachaikantamanashnatah nachati swapnashilasya Jagrato naiva charjuna natyashnatastu yogosti nachaikantamanashnatah nachatiswapnashilasya jagrato naiva charjuna na ati ashnatah tu yogah asti. First type of person who will not be able to meditate is somebody who eats a lot. Somebody who overeats. Now what is eating more? Where to draw the line? Bhagavan has not said one who eats 4 rotis, 5 rotis. He didn't make anything. Because he says, for every person, lot will be different. He says, listen to your body, listen to your activity, and eat that much which will nourish you. Shankaracharya clarifies, he quotes few other verses and he says, if we eat less than what we need, that food won't protect us. If we eat more than what we need, that extra amount will harm us. So this person is somebody who doesn't overeat. This also is referring to somebody who is swinging between fasting and feasting. And this happens for spiritual seekers who are living a very disciplined life. Many of them go to kshetras. Kshetra means your regular food is given by some generous person. Very simple food will be there. Boiled vegetables, rice. Gurudev says when he was in Uttarkashi, their dal would be yellow water with 2 grains of lentil floating on it. You have to go and catch it, he would say. 2 grains. But he says, I lived there for 10 years, not even once I got headache. Because mind was so evolved, so absorbed in something higher. So that is one extreme, fasting, having so much of austerity. In between they will have bhandaras. Bhandaras means feast. Now imagine if you have controlled your diet so much, taste so much, and once you get good food, it will swing on the other side. So Bhagavan says, na ati ashnatah yogah asti. If you are controlling to the extreme, then feasting on the other extreme, one cannot meditate. Means eat as much we can digest. Second one is nacha ekantam ashnatah. One who does not eat at all, that person cannot meditate. One person was overeating. Second person was not eating at all. Nacha ekantam ashnatah. This we see in the life of Lord Buddha. When he sets out for his spiritual quest, he would fast and fast and fast for days together. There is one place where he says, I was so weak that if I touched my stomach, I could feel my back. And then he realizes this kind of extreme sadhana is not helping. In Sarnath, he gives advice to his disciples. That is where the middle path came. He says, don't go on the extreme of indulgence, don't go on the extreme of self-denial to a great extent. Because this body is the only tool you have. To meditate, you need a body, and all the time you are thinking about the body because of that practice, it has not served its purpose. So one who is fasting a lot, one who doesn't eat a lot, that person won't be able to effectively meditate. Nacha ati swapnashilasya. One who sleeps a lot. One who sleeps a lot. Sleeping more than what we need. We will notice whenever we oversleep, there are times when we have woken up more tired. And if you oversleep regularly, we will wake up with a headache. And this is a scientific study. They say the circadian rhythm is very well tuned. And they say there is one hormone, what is it called? Serotonin, which gives a message to this body that now is the time to wake up. And all the body parts start demanding things once you have woken up. So when the time is done, serotonin sends the message that now you should wake up. But this person is still sleeping. So body feels it is awake, but really speaking, he is sleeping. So they said this body starts demanding water, it will start demanding food. But because this person is asleep, he will wake up with a headache. And whole day is gone. So he says, Nacha ati swapnashilasya, one who sleeps a lot cannot meditate. Jagrato naiva charjuna. One who does not sleep at all, stays awake whole night, that person also cannot meditate. Means he hears, yogis sleep for 3 hours. Now he wants to become a yogi by sleeping 3 hours. Goes to bed at midnight, wants to wake up early morning, 4 o'clock. He says no meditation is possible with that kind of a routine. Staying awake and not getting sufficient sleep, that person cannot meditate. Okay, Bhagwan, you said, who cannot meditate? Can I know who can meditate now? He says, yes. If you want to write one tagline for 17th verse, it is, moderate to meditate. M to M. Moderate to meditate. What are the things I should moderate? That Bhagwan highlights here. Yukta viharasya Yukta cheshtasya karmasu Yukta swapnavabodhasya Yogo bhavati dukkhaha Yuktahara viharasya Yukta cheshtasya karmasu Yukta swapnavabodhasya Yogo bhavati dukkhaha. We won't be able to see this verse in detail in this class, but it's a very important verse. Several commentators, they have opened up the deeper meaning of every word. So Bhagwan says 4 things we have to moderate in life. First one he says is ahara. Yukta ahara, moderate eating. Second is moderate exercise. Moderate vihara. Vihara means walking, but it includes all other activities, exercise. Now what is moderation? It needs more thinking. We'll just see the literal meaning. Moderate exercise. Third one he says moderate activities. Yukta cheshtasya. Moderate activities. Last one is Yukta swapna avabodhasya. Moderate your sleep cycle. Sleep hygiene. Nice words they come up with, psychology words. Moderate your sleep cycle. 4 things the person who moderates, one who builds a disciplined routine in life. What happens to him? Yogo bhavati dukkhaha. Just a good routine removes sorrow from his life. Eventually he will come to attain the supreme most truth, which will remove all sorrows. But even to get moderation in these 4 things, he will feel so much better about himself. So now all of you must have received this paper, right? All of you have this. If you don't, then on your way out you can collect it. This I have taken from Gurudev's book, Meditation and Life. It's an adapted version. Gurudev has given around 25-30 questions. But I have taken only, how many questions? Around 8 questions are there. Do you see the second page, ideal version of myself? That has to be filled out first. Okay? And more sincerely you do this, greater is the efficacy. Ideal version of myself, 8 things are there. One question we have to fill for ourselves. Don't look at anybody else. Whatever you think is. Peer pressure also is there, How can I wake up at 7 o'clock? I have to wake up at 3. This is no. Look at your routine, your life, whatever can work. But once you set it, stay by it. Okay, what should be your time in bed? Wake up time? How long do you want to meditate? Again, don't look at anybody else. If you say 20 minutes, stay with 20 minutes. Whatever time, we can do it. Activity, exercise, that is one question. How much time you want to do? In particular, vihara is referring to walking. That's why another question is about walking. One chant every day, that is one. Pick one value that you want to grow in yourself. That I found to be an important question in that book, Meditation and Life. And just one. Don't make it generic also. I want to be a good person. All of us want to be good. But find one value that you really want to cultivate. And if we know some weakness in ourselves, what is that weakness we want to grow out of? Pick one vice that you want to grow out of. Then you flip the page. So previous one was ideal version of myself. This is not imperfect, work in progress. Work in progress version of myself. And every day, Gurudev says, we should look at all these 8 categories. End of the day, just look at these 8 categories and honest review. Whatever is our score, just write it down. What will happen is, let us say we missed meditation for 7 days, or we did 2 out of 7 days. It will give a good feedback. And that feedback is so important that we can make course corrections. And Gurudev says, don't do this more than 6 months. Of course, we should start doing it first. But then he says, don't become dependent on it such that, like the first person, candle blew off. Means this should not become the main purpose of meditation. This is just to help us, so we can get started in the right direction. I found this to be very effective, and I hope all of you will give it a try. If you want, you can make copies of it so that few more weeks you can use it before you start writing. Okay? And more we will discuss after Thanksgiving. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.